Hey guys, welcome back. This is Anthea. Hope you're all doing good and staying safe. And if you're someone new here, I just wanted to extend a very warm welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Do make sure to stick around and subscribe to my channel so that I can entertain you and encourage you through my weekly contents. So, with that being said, here I am filming the best video of the month or my first ever TBR video on my YouTube channel. Okay. So in my previous video, it was more like a 20-minute rant session where I did discuss how I have started reading books and how I have been very progressive in it and how I'm also pushing myself to do more regularly. And one of the comments that I received from my dad is that you keep saying that you read books, but what are the books that you're reading? So I decided I should keep the flow. And in this video, I decided to talk about the books that I read in September and the books that I'm planning to read in October. And I promise this will be a very short one. So before we get into the October TBR, it is very much necessary to talk about the books that I read in September. So in my previous video, I did explain how I have chosen two books for the month September. One was Beyond the Horizon by Eugene O'Neill, and next one is The Palace of Illusion by Chitra Banerjee. And for some reason, I've only finished one book out of the two, and that is none other than Beyond the Horizon. And I have highlighted it and I have finished reading the book. Yes, you are right. It is because it is one of my prescribed books for my classes. I had to complete it, and let me be honest, it was a very good read. Talking about Beyond the Horizon, it is actually a play written by Eugene O'Neill, and this particular play also got him one of his Pulitzer Prizes for drama. And this book does stand to the expectations. I loved how flowy it was. It was not hard. It went with the flow. And linguistically speaking, I enjoyed the language and all that. And it was an easy read. But when it comes to the plot, it just makes your heart crush because it is about two brothers, Andrew and Robert, where Andrew wants to be inside the horizon, do some farming, stay put in his house, get married to his love of his life, and lead a normal life. But when it comes to Robert, he thrives to go beyond the horizon, and he's also in love with the same girl as his brother. So their love interest falls on Ruth, and in a period of time, Ruth does make a decision of choosing Robert, and due to the chaos, Andrew decides to go beyond the horizon when Robert decides to stay in. Due to their extreme different decisions that their heart did not want, things turn topsy turvy where both of them suffer. And Robert especially suffers the most. I think it is kind of mutual. Like me and my students, we enjoyed Robert the most compared to Andrew. And at the end of the novel, Robert just dies. I mean, at the end of the play, Robert just dies, and that just breaks my heart so much. And this play also makes you want to hate Ruth for who she is or what she speaks. Like, oh my god, she's so rude with her words that I even remember marking a note saying that I hate her in the book. I even made it a point to tell myself that I hate her because of the words she literally spits on Robert. Still aches my heart. Like, there had been sleepless nights where I just laid on my bed thinking about how harsh life has been for Robert and how harsh Ruth is towards Robert. So it's kind of sad, it's a tragic, it's sad, it's just sad. Next is Palace of Illusion, which I didn't get to read. Let me agree. I was not that motivated as I was in the month August. So I just got to complete one book and I was more focused on completing the portions for my students and all that. So I did not touch the book. But I have like reserved it for another month or some time later, but definitely not this month. I don't know why, but I have shifted my goals for the next set of books. Speaking of October TBR, I have been so confident in picking three books for the month. Promise you guys, I will complete at least two and a half by the month end. And in these, two are from fiction and one is a non-fiction book. So the first fiction is Devadas, which is originally a Bengali novel, which was published in 1907, if I'm right. And it's due to the popularity of Devadas as a novel and a character. There were numerous movie adaptations, and in which one of the most famous adaptations was released in 2002, starring Shah Rukh Khan, the King Khan. So, being a fan of King Khan, I got to know about Devadas. Though I haven't watched the movie, I am very aware of how impactful the movie has been. That almost all Indians, we know what Devadas means, right? The connotative meaning and all that. So I was always curious of what is really there in the movie, and I never really got a chance to watch it. But when I got to know it was actually an adaptation from the book, and the book is also available in English, I really wanted to grab a copy, and that is exactly how I got the book. So my plan for right now is finish this copy and watch the movie so I can also talk about it in another video. And this is a very small book, a very simple read, and if you are a beginner, I would definitely recommend you this book. And it just has 120 pages, 130 pages, and I'm already 68 in. Really comfortable to read it. It's very simple. You don't really have to think anything. It's just so neutral and super flowy. So I would recommend you to try if you at all get a chance. And the next book is Rabbit Run by John Updike. And if you are smiling to yourself and guessing, you are right. This book is actually one of the prescribed books in my American literature course. So I had to read it in order to like deliver my lectures to my students. I have made a decision to read the book and get the juice out of it because I was introduced to this novel a year ago when one of my other students, he was doing the same course. I was somehow intrigued by the idea or the summary, I don't know why. And I did receive a copy, like I ordered and I got a copy. And it is this year I decided to unpack it and start reading it. Let me be honest, it's not super reader friendly for me at least. Like it has around 280 pages, and I'm just 20 pages in. It's a slow read, like at least for me it's being very slow, yet I did find it nice because I loved how the author describes a few expressions or a few characters, and a few characters feel very relatable to our regular real life. So it is good so far, and I even have highlighted a few statements and all that. It is because I'm enjoying it as well. So hopefully I'll be done with most of the novel at the end of the month. So that is what I'm planning. Again, I'm not pushing myself, but this is going to be the second priority in my reading list. The last, when it comes to non-fiction, it is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. So this is probably one of the most spoken about or very popular non-fiction books that is going around social media right now, especially in Tamil Nadu or India, basically, because one of the famous actors named Aravind Swamy gave an interview in which he did speak very high about the book. He did mention how he wants all the youngsters to have a copy of this book and get benefited by the book because it talks a lot about the psychology of money and how to deal money and all that. So it happened so that my dad got to watch the interview and something triggered him to get two copies for his two daughters and gift it. So, yes, it is actually a gift from my dad. He even wrote a very small, cute note saying, to dear Ammu, wish you a successful and a joyful life. With love, Papa. So he did insist me on reading this. He even wanted me to treat it like a Bible, like money Bible. So I'm very much excited to read as well. So a less known fact is that I do love reading nonfiction. I'm more driven towards nonfiction than fiction, but it's been a very long time since I have touched a nonfiction book. So I thought this will be a great opportunity to start reading nonfictions as well. So I'm pretty much excited to see what is written here, and I would also love to share it with you all guys. So that is it for my October TBR, and I really hope that this video also encouraged you to pick a copy of one of your favorite books and start reading this month. On the other hand, if you have book suggestions that you would like to talk about or discuss or suggest, please do drop your comments. I am very much excited to look into them and start reading them as well. So if you are also planning to grab a copy of the books that I mentioned in this video, do let me know so that we can read together and have a lot more conversations. So that is it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I did while filming it. And let me meet in another video, and definitely a successful video at the end of this October saying that I have finished all these three books. So until then, spread love and be loved. This is Anthea. Tata.